figure out if you want to see the arrangements up there at the table, that'd be great. We're going to be passing around a separate sign-in sheet this evening. The purpose of the sign-in sheet is to show that you were here for the County Commissioner District 5 forum. And next week, if your name's on the list, you'll be given a ballot to vote for who you think won this forum. And then we're going to put the results of the straw poll on the website. Okay? Also, I see at least one other candidate here. If you're an elected politician or a candidate that's not up here, please stand up. Introduce yourself. Tell us what you're running for.
Hey folks, my name is Richard Evans. I'm running for Marion County School Board. I really appreciate your vote this August 30th.
My name is Jeff Gold. I'm running for Marion County Commission, District 3, and I've been here to the meetings before, so thank you.
All right. At this time, I'm going to put my glasses on. And I'll let y'all know the rules. Sorry about that. Can you hear me? I'm close enough. Welcome and thank Welcome and thank you for choosing to participate in this forum sponsored by It's Your People Party. And thank you for choosing to run for office. Each of you will be given the same questions and 3 minutes to give your answer. First, however, each of you will be given 4 minutes to introduce yourself and tell us why you chose to run for office. Henry's the timekeeper. So, I guess we'll start right here. Commissioner Arnett, introduce yourself, and you're going to have to pass the microphone around. And tell us why you chose to run for office.
Good evening. Glad to be
You got to
here.
turn it on.
Oh, what's up out there? Good evening. I'm glad to be here. I'm Earl Arnett, County Commission District 5. I'm running for re-election. I've been serving the county for now 3.5 years. Basically, my background is I've been a small business owner for the last 45 years. I've been in a marketing company. I was a private investigator. I was a corporate pilot. And I was a private investigator here in Marion County for 15 years. I had no intention ever of running for public office, and I was asked by other citizens here in Marion County to run. And so it took a little while to get my feet on the ground, although I had a lot of background in real estate development and getting the right answers from people. I've been working on several projects over since I've been in office. Of course, as a commissioner, you work on the typical projects, your zoning, various types of hearings and ordinances and things. But in addition to the regular activities of a commissioner, I've been working on the cost of justice here in Marion County. And there's basically 3 areas I focused on. One is a reentry program, bringing violators out of incarceration back to integrate back into the community, a civil citation program so you don't start off with a criminal record with minor violation, and also a rocket doctor where we have right now tonight, we have 125 inmates in our jail that cannot get on the judge's docket, and they'll sit there for 2 to 3 weeks. And these are some of the 3 projects that I've been working on. And those 3 projects could save the county as much as $4.5 million annually. I'd appreciate your vote in August. Earl Arnett, thank you.
Hello, I'm Russell Massinger. I decided to run, it was back when we got our taxes. I had a fit. And my wife said, well, do something about it. I said, what should I do about it? She said, run for an office. So I come back the next day, and she said, where were you? I said, I went down and filed an application to run for county commissioner in District 5. She says, well, she says, you've got just as well of a chance as anybody else. But she said, I'm going to tell you one thing. If you get elected, I'm moving to the beach. And I asked her why, and she says, because they'll hang your ass in 2 weeks. She got sick. About a month ago, she told me, she said, look, if anything ever happens to me, I want you to continue your campaign. And I said, okay. And she said, no, promise me. I said, yeah, okay. She said, no, I said, promise me. I said, all right, I promise. So when I was walking out the back door, I asked her, I said, what's, you don't think you're going to be around for the lynching or what? She says, no. She says, I think you'll do a wonderful job. Think of me when you vote for the primary and the election, Russ Matzinger. Thank you very much.
Well, good evening, everyone, and thank you for coming tonight. I am Michelle Stone, and I'm a candidate for County Commission District 5, and I'm happy to participate in It's Your Tea Party Forum. I am 52 years old. I've been in Marion County for the past 26 years. I've been married to my husband, Charlie, for 27 years, and we moved to Marion County from Putnam County here in Florida and started our business, Stone Petroleum. And we've had great success over the past 26 years, and it continues to thrive. I've also worked outside of the home and outside of the business, giving my guidance as a banker to him, as I have a 35-year career as a banker. I have progressively moved up through the ranks. I started as a teller at 17, and I have held various titles, including city president. I know what it takes to help both individuals and businesses make good, sound business decisions and financial decisions to accomplish their goals. I've also helped many individuals by way of managing their relationship, as well as leading a large staff of over 16 bankers as managers, and then they're indirectly reported to me, their direct reports, in excess of 150 employees. I love Marion County. Marion County has been extremely good to me and my husband. We have felt the hardships over the years. It's a cyclical business, as well as the cyclical times we've been in, but we've overcome and we've done very well. And again, because of my involvement, not just in the business environment, but also as a volunteer in many, many organizations. On your chair, or I might have handed you my palm card. On the back side, my community involvement that's most recent is there. In addition, I am a very participant person in all of my community involvement. I love Marion County. I've been able to have great success in a small way in all that I've accomplished thus far, and I'd like a larger opportunity to have a much larger impact on our future. Thank you.
I'm going to stay on the other side. My name is Bridget Smith. I'm also running for County Commissioner, District 5. You asked the question, why am I running? Why is a nurse of 23 years running for County Commissioner, District 5? I'm going to tell you why. Because I want to restore common sense in the County Commission. I want to restore a Republican form of government, as the Constitution states, Article 4, Section 4. All states within the Union are guaranteed a Republican form of government, not a corporate form of government. I'm tired of the bullying, and I'm tired of corporate welfare. I want to restore the office of County Treasurer. I want to restore the rule of law. I think we're overregulated, misappropriation of funds. I've recently discovered that we wrote a check for $250,000 to the Coates Golf Tournament, who, by the way, has pulled out. We do give HITS money, which is, HITS brings in thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands. I can go on money. They're here for 3 months out of the year. That's a good investment. But Coates Corporation was only here for 2 years. I'd like to see tenure before we start donating to different corporations. Oh, that must be my time.
No, that's one.
Oh, okay. I want to restore efficiency to the the county commission. I consider myself an efficiency expert. I'm an open heart nurse. I was brought to Marion County, or Northside down in St. Pete, to redo the heart program with my efficiency skills. I am a facilitator of change, and we need change. Article 2, Section E of the Constitution states that public office is a public trust. I think our commissioners have forgot that. Article 1, Section 1 of the Florida Constitution states all political power is inherent in the people. You are the people. I'm not here to talk about me. I'm here to say what I'm going to do for you if I'm elected County Commissioner, District 5. A little history about myself. Again, a nurse, 23 years. I'm a farmer. I raise pigs, goats, chickens, ducks, I have some horses. I'm very in tune to Marion County and what we want to do with Marion County and the farmers and things like that. I want to promote fiscal responsibility. Again, common sense. Where is our money going? Does the commissioners, they look at every check that's written in the office? I don't know, but I will. With common sense, we need to prioritize the budget and see what we need here for Marion County. I'm also a veteran. Forgot about that. Today I just joined the American Legion, Unit 354. Proud of that. I want to promote the Constitution. As you hear me recite the Constitution over and over again, I think our schools aren't being taught that, and we need to consider that. It's the best document we've ever had. And do you know why? It's because it's based on biblical principle. The world has forgotten that. We need to bring that back to Marion County. I'm against Common Core, obviously. Responders. As a nurse, I see what goes on every day in the hospital. I see their first responders lined against the wall because there's no beds, and they can't get back out into the field because they're lined against the wall. I work this every day. I have solutions for that. So again, my name is Bridget Smith. I'm running for County Commissioner, District 5. On August 30th, I'd like your vote. Thank you very much.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen. I put up 2 fingers, that's 2 minutes left. Put up 1 finger, that's 1 minute left. When you're all done, you'll hear this. And then I'll stop it.
Okay, we're going to move down the line. So we'll start with Mr. Matzinger for this question. Each of you will be answering the same question. What are the 3 most important things you hope to accomplish if elected? You get 3 minutes on this.
3 most important things.
What are the 3 most important things you hope to accomplish if elected?
I hope to accomplish end-of-the-year blowouts so they can match their budgets the following year. Run it like a household budget. If you don't spend your household budget for 1 month, you save it. You don't waste it the following month. And I think the only way we're going to get that is give the heads of the department some incentive for saving some money. Number 2, our first responders. Sergeants on down in the Sheriff's Department, the EMTs, the firemen. Nothing in the ivory tower needs a raise. Some of those guys make fantastic salaries. But the kid that comes out to your house, the EMT, if you have a heart attack, is making $9.50 an hour. He can go to Volusia County and make 10 grand more a year. I don't know why, but every time I meet someone and they say, "Where do you live?" I says, "Ocala, Florida, Marion County." They turn around and say, "Well, that's the lowest paid county in the state of Florida." Now, a lot of guys from the city and the county will come in my shop, and I asked him, I said, "What was the incentive to working for the city or county?" He said, "Well, at one time we had a fantastic retirement benefit." Not anymore. And the salary's still the same. Let's retain these people. It costs us a fortune to train them. We lose 13, 14 of them a year. How much is that? $500,000? Can't we save that $500,000 and retain these people? Give them the raises they need. They're trained excellently. That's why all the other counties want to snatch them up. They have excellent, excellent training. That's the 3 things I want to accomplish. Thank you.
Thank you.
Michelle Stone answering. prioritize the budget so that we stop the exodus of our first responders. Currently, we have 96 open positions. That's unacceptable. And I believe that my attention to the budget, as well as understanding that we're only as good as the people who work with us. And as a citizen, we're only as good as the people who work for us, that help lead us and take care of us. Those are the people that we need the best sitting in those positions. So again, my very first priority would be to prioritize the budget to stop the exodus of our first responders and get a viable solution that's going to allow them to progress in their field and also receive raises as they progress and get those additional certifications. The second thing I'd like to ensure is that we absolutely have a sustainable funding source to keep our roads in good repair. And we have fallen behind in that, and we've got a lot of makeup. The sales tax will help us, but that is not going to be an ongoing. That is going to be a 4-year catch-up. So we must have sustainable funding for our roadways so that they can travel whenever there is an emergency, as well as that will help attract the new business into this community. The third thing that I want to ensure that we accomplish is protecting our water systems, both the quality and the quantity. And there are many pieces that go with that, and it requires being able to have great conversations with all the stakeholders and ensure that there is a balanced plan in place and it is monitored appropriately. And because I've got extra time, I'm going to make sure I put the fourth thing in there that is an overarching, that is to ensure that we are having great conversations to retain the businesses that are here and allow them expansion opportunities, as well as being able to attract new business and the business that we want in our community. There is a finite amount of land. Thank you. Okay, a finite amount of land that is available. So again, we need to be able to put the controls in place so that we've got the appropriate growth in the areas. We protect the beautiful farmlands and the farm preservation. We also make sure that there is appropriate infrastructure in the areas for growth throughout the county. And this end of the county is going to see growth, and you need some connector roads. Some are coming.
Okay, again, my name is Bridget Smith. First three things I would like to accomplish. Obviously, the first thing, as I said earlier, is cut waste, prioritize the budget, and demand fiscal responsibility. As a strong leader, which I have been proven in my nursing service in the military, I will demand fiscal responsibility and demand that our budget gets looked at. Now, here's the problem. Here's what I will demand. I will demand to see a master of accounts. Currently, we have no master accounts. So how do you know what's going in and out of here? You don't know. And I don't think the commissioners know, because there is no master of accounts. We need to restore the county treasurer. In doing so, we will know where our money is going, and we can prioritize the budget. Second thing is first responders. There's not a better person up here to talk about first responders. Myself as a nurse, I see it every day. I've been advocating for the first responders the day I stepped foot into this race, which was April the 1st. The third thing I'd like to do is decrease regulation. Small businesses have a hard time here. There's something called the CEP, which businesses can pay up to $25,000 to join the CEP. Small businesses can't afford that, so what do they get? Nothing. Is it legal? Probably. Is it ethical? No. How do you promote small business? You don't withhold things like that. There's a gas station on 200. You come off 75. Why is that empty? Because we've over-regulated small businesses. There's no common sense. Too much regulation. We need to stop and end these ordinances and over-regulation. I'm at a loss now. Keep going. I'm not a public speaker. I'm a nurse. I get very passionate when I start saying things and I go off on tangents. So I bring very innovation ideas to the county commission as well. As a nurse, I look at things differently. So again, my name's Bridget. Right.
Good evening again, I'm Earl Arnett. I have a basic platform that we need to reduce government, we need to reduce spending, and we need to bring jobs to Marion County. And there's a lot of ways you can do that. One of the ways that, which I mentioned earlier, and you talked about where are we going to get the extra money, not by increasing taxes, by reducing spending. We're spending, I can say, in excess of $4.5 million just on the jail and the judicial system. And the collateral effect of that is people that get arrested for minor violations, they can't buy a car, they can't rent a house, their ability to borrow money and progress in life is limited. And so if we had an opportunity where they would have a violation, a civil violation, not a criminal violation, they would have an opportunity. Also, we have something over 700 people re-entering Marion County without a job and without a place to stay. We need to facilitate the ability of the private sector to give them a place to stay, so they have a place to stay and get them a job. And it's not done by government, it's done by private sector. There's a lot of grants and such out there that are available. Over the last 3.5 years, I've been very, very involved in our aquifer, in the water system. And it's our future, it's the oil of the past that the value, and there's no way of replacing it. One of the issues that I'm working on in that regard is there's a big drive by the major oil companies to start fracking all over the state of Florida. And my question to them is, what percent is acceptable of destroying our aquifers? 10%, 1%, 1/10, 1%? Although many of our local officials have voted in favor of fracking, which if they damage our aquifer, we'll be doing desalinization of water here in Marion County. So we have to stop that. Also, as a veteran, I've been working on getting the Veterans Nursing Home there. That would create about 170 nursing jobs. It would also bring folks to Marion County visiting their veterans. We have 49,000 veterans here in Marion County. We have 640,000 within 75-mile radius of this area. We need to take care of our veterans. Thank you.
Will be up first this time. And I think each of you have touched on this next question a little bit, but please be more specific. How will you pay for the initiatives you intend to work toward?
Very simply, prioritizing the budget versus our need. And when Mr. Arnett says that he's not raised taxes, he is correct. The millage rate has not increased, but taxes have gone up. So there is more money going into the coffers of our county that should be able to cover the needs. And therefore, prioritization is the key of getting the services and the needs that we must have for a quality of life that we all expect and deserve.
Thank you.
I believe I'd answered that question earlier as well. Misappropriation funds is a biggie. Again, we have no treasurer, we have no master of accounts. How can you even know what money is available until you know where it's going? For example, again, I don't want to harp on the $250,000 check we paid to Coates, but daggone, folks, there's people in Marion County that don't make that in 5 years. So how many other checks like that have we written that people don't realize? There's checks out there that I've been looking at that don't make any sense. Does it make sense to anybody else? Probably not. But we need to start questioning where our money is going. I will get in there and bring common sense to the county commissioner and start raising the red flag. Why are we paying this? What is it for? Where is it going? And do we really need it? It's common sense. So that needs to stop.
Basically, which Ed had mentioned that I talked about some of the projects I'm working on with the state money. One of the things in regard to the revenue that the county gets. You know, we have increased the property values on an average of about 4%, between 3.5% and 4%. Our health insurance for the employees and our retirement program have increased about 6%. So we've actually lost ground, even though we've created more revenue. And of course, part of that is Obamacare. If we can get a Republican elected and get rid of Obamacare, it'll save a lot of money in the county. But there's some certain commitments and financial commitments that we are for our employees. And that is absorbed, that 4% that our property values increase is absorbed by that. It's the only way of actually generating more revenue is just reducing government, privatizing a lot of our projects, which we have been doing. And every opportunity that I have to prevent a payment, we had an individual in our county government who went from $47,000 to $97,000 last year because of reclassification. That's another way of saying they get a raise without getting a raise. But that's a problem we're dealing with. And when I'm on the board, I vote no, I'm 1 of 4. Sometimes 2 out of 5.
I hate being the last dog in the race because everybody answers all your questions anyhow, and I'd just be repeating what everybody up here has said. There's one way we can do it. Yes, increase the sales tax. I propose we increase the tourist tax. I brought it up to the commissioner, a few commissioners one day, and they said, oh no, you're going to hurt hits. I said, no, evidently you don't understand. Hits, when they come into town, they pull up in farms like my place with their travel trailers and rent the lot off the owner. You know, across the street from me, there's 15 of them down on the corner. There's 25 of them. So we're not going to affect Hits. Hits comes in here well-nourished. Last year, I walked across, they had a big party over there, and my wife and I went over, and they shipped in horses and a trailer from Hawaii. You don't worry about a 2-cent tax on a tourist tax if you're shipping your rig and everything from Hawaii. There's a lot of different options. Somebody mentioned watching the budget. Knock off the export. Just because we have the money doesn't mean you have to spend it. I think everybody agrees with that. So everything was set up here. And like I said, I hate to be the last dog in the race, coming up and behind, because everybody's already said what I wanted to say, but you don't want to copy it. Thank you very much.
Mrs. Smith, you be first this time. Do you think the Chamber Economic Partnership, the CEP, helps or hinders free markets? And is the $20,000 tax dollars per month the CEP receives money well spent?
Well, didn't I just talk about that a couple questions ago? I'm glad you brought that up. I believe the CEP hinders business because, again, the small business owner trying to get a startup business will not receive the same benefit as though a corporation who is well established, some $25,000 now, $25,000 into the CEP. So the small business may be able to get a little teeny blurb somewhere on the phone list, but he doesn't attend the fringe benefits such as the Marion County Days, different events like that where the commissioner's there, you can go talk about zoning, about building, all those little quote fringe benefits. The small business owner cannot afford that, so he's just kind of out to the wayside. So to me, the CEP does hinder and regulates businesses. If you really want to get down into it, Title 30 statutes, if you're talking, I'm sure it's legal. Is it ethical when our clerk of the court sits as a board of commissioners on the sits as a board of directors on the CEP? When you have counties under the Title 30 officers that are participating where money is exchanged from county and government, it's unethical. Read Title 30 statutes. So we have bigger issues with CEP than just is it fair or not? Is it ethical is the real question when you have the clerk of the court sitting as a board of directors. So again, I think it does hinders growth significantly.
one of the issues that Russ talked about, I've been on the board 3.5 years. The first year I was on, I encouraged the board to implement the tourist tax. The tourist tax is paid 100% by visitors to Marion County. I've spent time in a hotel in different communities, and when the tax is 13%, I don't think about moving or going to another county because the tax is 13 cents. You just pay it because that's where you're going. That's what people would do here. It's entirely paid by other people. Also, and there's a limit. You can only, there was 2%. Now we last year moved it to 4%. That's the limit under state statute under the population that we have. The sales tax is probably the most equitable tax there is. Ad valorem tax is probably the most inequitable tax there is, because if a guy works hard all his life, buys a nice big home, he pays $10,000 a year in taxes. Another guy that enjoys fishing and taking time off buys a $10,000 home.
Let me remind you of the question, please. Do you think the Chamber Economic Partnership, the CEP, helps or hinders free markets? And is the 20,000 tax dollars per month the CEP receives money well spent?
No, it's not. One problem, the first problem, there's a lot of problems with CEP. The first problem is I don't see any organization professing that they represent the local businesses, and then on the other hand, try to recruit businesses into town to compete against the local business. I think it's trying to do two things when you're competing against yourself. So I think it's not an equitable investment. It's also not the government to pick the winners and losers. It's not the choice. I'm opposed to the CEP getting $250,000 a year. It's not. It's your tax money, and they're giving it to a private corporation.
I think everybody up here is going to agree again. The CP is a waste of money. Like I said, this time I'm not the last dog in the race. Michelle's going to be, so I don't know if she's going to. I'm sorry. So that's it. You know, it's a very simple question. I don't really know what the CEP does for the $250,000 a year. I think it's ran off businesses, but like Earl said, I don't think government needs to be in that business, especially in Marion County. Thank you.
Mr. Matzinger was partially correct that we're all in agreement. I am not wholly in agreement with the CEP as a waste of money. And here's why. Marion County attempted to put their own business development group together internally, and it cost over $1 million in that 1 year that was just wasted because they were unable to accomplish anything. The CEP does exist to help and promote Marion County, and I believe in some cases they do a good job. But I will promise you accountability to the CEP once I'm elected. Currently, they have a department in the CEP that is unable to discuss anything about being a member of the chamber, being a member of the CEP, and the sole purpose of that group is to meet with small business owners to help them get back rebates and help them expand their business, and they never ask or talk about membership. So I personally know businesses that have gotten over $100,000 from the government in rebates and being able to apply for various grants that this group helps them do. So I would say if you ask those business owners, they're going to tell you the CEP is worth every dime of the money that they're getting. Secondly, when businesses want to come to Marion County, every email that goes to a commissioner becomes public record. Businesses are not going to want to take that risk if their competitors are going to know everything about what's going on as they try to put together a deal and a relocation package to come to this community. They are not going to go sit before a county commissioner individually because of the sunshine law. They can't meet as a group. It has to be done individually. So there must be some sort of mechanism available to the county commissioners to help us source out that business, bring an opportunity for us to talk to that group in an environment that is protected so that businesses will be open to talk to us about relocating here. And the sunshine law will not allow that otherwise. So, again, I promise the accountability to the money to ensure what are we truly getting for our money, and is it money well spent? And if not, that goes back to the first priority, is prioritization of the budget for our needs.
Well, I think we're back to starting with Commissioner Arnett. I've got some real simple ones here again. Easy questions. Do you believe we need more or less government?
I think my first statement is that we need less government. Government costs money. We need to let the private sector do what it does best, and that's not government. Thank you.
I totally agree with that. Less government. Look what the federal government has gotten themselves into and us into it. We need a lot less spending. Let private enterprise handle it from here on out. We seem to keep our head above water a lot better than government entities. Thank you.
We absolutely need less government, and we need someone who is accountable and who will help make that happen and be a voice who has influence to encourage and lead discussions that are going to get us to less government and not just pile on or sit quietly while 3 or more add more government to us.
I'm the last one now. Obviously, my answer is less government. I believe I'm the strongest candidate to promote less government in the county commission, and I am a facilitator of change. I am not afraid to throw the red flag. I've done that my entire life in nursing. I stand up for what is right. I stand up for the people. I am an open heart nurse. And I can tell you, when I have patients on the table and their chest is cut open and my hand is literally holding their heart, I will take that same trust to the county commissioner's office and treat your money like it's your heart in my hands. I am a facilitator of change, and I will throw that red flag and demand less government and something's overregulated. Speak up for the people. Thank you.
Mr. Matzinger, you get to go first this time. Here's another easy one. Do you support tax increases?
Not on property. As I said before, a tourist tax, but not on property. That's what initiated my run for council to begin with. Taxes do go up. I even heard this stuff, but now you guys are thinking about raising the property taxes. The property taxes again this year are supposed to rise. The property taxes this year are supposed to rise. I don't want that to happen. I don't think you guys want it to happen. And the only way we're going to stop that is put somebody in there that's going to be a voice for District 5 and the Commission. Thank you.
Well, nobody wants to pay more taxes. I live on a piece of property that I could have an ag exemption if I so choose to have an animal, and I don't. So I probably pay the most taxes of the 4 of us sitting up here, on top of having a very profitable small business. I don't want my taxes to go up, but I absolutely want to live in a community that offers the quality of life that I expect. I do not intentionally seek out to raise taxes, nor would I intentionally seek out to raise taxes, but I would absolutely seek out to ensure that we have a quality of life that we expect, and that includes making sure that our first responders are well provided for so that we do not continue to have a mass exodus. And that starts with prioritizing the budget, to ensure that money is appropriately allocated to where we must provide the proper monies to run departments. Again, the county commission is responsible, starting with animal control all the way down to zoning. There are 24 departments in there, and I am sure there is an opportunity to reprioritize budgets, get back to a zero-based budget so that we don't have rollovers every year, and I don't care how much they kick and scream, I know a zero budgeting can be done with the appropriate planning. And I have done that. I have managed assets over $1 billion and put together budgets to accomplish the goal, as well as then execute the process, be able to ask the questions to uncover where is there a gap, and then make those adjustments appropriately. So I don't support an increase in taxes, but I do support a quality of life that we all expect.
I'm all about life, liberty, and property. Do I believe taxes should increase? No. What I do think is that our money needs to be spent wisely. Our county and our budget is fat. It's very fat. And there's a lot of things going out that they don't need to be spending. So once you cut the spending that's inappropriate, you're going to have money to pay for the things that we really need. It's not about what we want, it's about what we need. So when we cut the budget as to those things we don't need because we're so fat, that's going to make money to pay for the things that we need. The gas taxes for roads, but now they're going to raise the 1% sales tax, things like that. We don't need any more taxes. Once you start cutting the budget appropriately, the numbers will come down and figuratively add up. And restore the county treasurer. Right now, there's no checks and balances. Where is our master of accounts? There's no accountability there right now. So once that all falls in place, if I'm elected county commissioner, I will ensure and demand fiscal responsibility, demand to see the master accounts, and demand to see where our money is going.
In answer to the question, I'm opposed to ad valorem property taxes. I'm in favor of sales tax and user tax. Sales tax actually paid, 35% is paid by visitors to our community. They historically have been using the services that are paid for with taxes and not paying anything. Now with the increase in sales tax, they will be paying their share of the ambulance, fire, rescue, law enforcement, and our roads. We have, I think I mentioned earlier, we've had about a 4% increase in our property values, which is 12%, but we've had close to 18% increase in the cost of doing business as far as our retirement program for our employees and our health insurance. One of the things that I've been lobbying for in Tallahassee is to have a discretionary sales tax. Right now, we can only use the sales tax for capital, and where if we can get the state to agree to let us use it for operational expenses, because it is actually, in today's world, a lot more dependable than ad valorem of the property tax. Thank you.
I think Mrs. Stone is up first this time. Where do you believe our rights originate?
Our rights originate first with the Constitution, and then it's up to the people to ensure that it is appropriated with the leaders that they elect. The Constitution, we have a Constitution, and we have articles that are in place, and anytime there's ever been a change to the Constitution, we the people have voted for that change. So therefore, we own it. And we own it, and we get what we elect, and we get what comes our way, and that's why it is so important that we understand any amendment that is put on that Constitution, and it's so important that we do the homework and we understand the values of the leaders that we elect, because they are going to enforce laws, and they're going to be able to allocate monies in whatever fashion they so desire. So I think I'll have an opportunity to put some other things in later, so I'll just close with that.
Where do our rights come from? The answer is simple. Our rights come from God. Unalienable rights. Life, liberty, and property. Our rights come from God. And I said earlier, the Constitution is the law of the land, supremacy clause, because I told you about earlier, it is written and based upon biblical terms. It comes from God. And that's right. And your political power. Article 1, Section 1 in the Florida Constitution, all political power is inherent within the people. That is you, people. It's time to vote this year, August. This election is so pivotal. You need to vote. You need to vote appropriately with your heart, with God. The world is changing, locally and nationally. So if you want the same, you vote status quo. If you want change, you know who to vote for. Bridget Smith for County Commissioner, District 5.
Bridget is correct. Our rights come from God, but they're written out and spelled out in our Constitution. Thank you. Again.
Everybody got a turn going last. We're not picking on you.
It's my turn. I agree with the board up here. I mean, there's nothing else you can say. Thank you.
I think Mrs. Smith is up. Do you attend church regularly? And if so, where?
I attend church, Charles Stanley TV on Sunday mornings. I occasionally attend my parents' church, Friendship Baptist. As a nurse, I'm on call all the time. It's not an excuse. My community is with God, and I listen to Charles Stanley. I was drugged to church every day as a child, and I think we've lost that in today's society, and that's part of the problem. I do watch Charles Stanley, and I attend Friendship Baptist with my parents occasionally.
Commissioner Arnett.
Yes, I attend Central Christian Church in Ocala on 14th Street. I'm a newcomer there. I've only been there 36 years, I believe now. I've been a deacon and elder and ministry leader there. Thank you.
Yes, I attend United Church of Christ in New Smyrna Beach. We started there years ago, and I continued. As you read on my cards, I was former chairman, Long Range Planning Committee. I was raised Catholic, but when the priest come to my father and wanted more money, that was it. We left. So yeah, and lately I've had to have a lot of faith, and it's working. Thank you.
I do attend church. My husband and I were married in a Methodist church in Putnam County. We came to Ocala in 1990, and we attended a Methodist church. And we also attended another church as a visitor upon being invited. And one of the ladies that worked for my husband invited us to, at that time, Ocala Word of Faith. And this is when it was across the street from Sam's Club in the old Blockers building. And Ocala Word of Faith only rented out half of the building. We continued to go. It expanded into the entire building. We bought 40 acres over on 20th Avenue, and then another 40 acres. And we also went through a name change to Meadowbrook Church. During that time, my husband and I also were part of the capital campaign to expand the church when it did expand over 110%. I worked in the bookstore as a volunteer. I then moved on to the usher team for many years, serving with Brother Ed down here. And now I serve on the security team. And I love my church, and when I am not in church, I have the beauty of being able to to actually attend live online as when I was away on vacation. With a 2-hour time difference, I was still able to log in at 7 a.m. to get to the 9 a.m. service here in this time zone. And I'm very happy to be a part of a growing, thriving church because it has seen me and my husband through many times and many challenges. And I hope you all have a church home as well.
Thank you. Did everyone sign the sign-in sheet so they can vote the straw poll next week? Please make sure to sign the sign-in sheet. And I would like to thank each of you for participating. I think you did a great job. Let's give them a big round. Please stay and join us for refreshments and then talk with folks and let them ask you questions and things like that. Thank you again very much. God bless you.